All right, hey, future Dan. It's past Dan coming out of the past to talk to you. This is another video diary for the I Wannabe DM series that I'm doing to create a history of what the hell I was thinking and why I did this. And I'm doing it to remind myself in the future of how much fun this is. So this video is after my first live session running D&D 5e, and it was great. It worked really well. I had 3 players. I didn't know any of them, so we just dove in and had fun. I took a module, made some slight modifications, um, and yeah, I just ran with it. Here are the things that I learned from doing this that I'm trying to burn into my brain, which is the whole reason I'm making these videos, right? First, if there's anything that I want the players to do, I need to give them a damn good reason to do it. There were a couple things in the module that sort of jumped out at me when I was kind of previewing it. And I was wondering why the players would go ahead and behave in such a way, or why they would be trusting of, these kind of objects they're being given by the nobles of this court. And of course, when we started playing, the players know that this is an adventure, and they're just naturally suspicious. And it makes sense for their characters to be suspicious too, right? Because all this stuff is getting thrown at them right from the get-go. I was able to overcome all of that, but it took some doing. Frankly, it took a little bit of the players knowing that I was trying to get them to do it, and they went ahead with me. Give your players excellent reasons to do things. If you do that, they're way more likely to actually do them. Number 2, remember to do the session 0 talk, even if it's just for a one shot, just a few moments talking to make a big difference in terms of the expectations. This is usually talked about in terms of like the kind of safety net and the ability to give people an outlet. But it's also really important for what we just talked about, right? We've got a one shot and we need the characters to accept this gift from the mysterious hermit and go on a quest. And it's a role-playing game, man. They may not want to do that. But if we have a session 0, 5 minutes of talking about like, hey, this is what's going to happen in this game, this is what you can expect, they're just way more likely to kind of buy into the fiction and the fantasy of this one shot with these characters. And they're just going to roll with the punches. So session 0 makes life easier for everybody. As far as prep goes, the thing that I was worried about was the rules, right? Because storytelling, that's my thing. That's what I do for a living. I make up stories and entertain people. I wasn't worried about that. I was worried about the specific rules of D&D. And that is kind of where I had hiccups. But here's the amazing thing. If you're playing with experienced players, the players know the rules. Lean on them. Embrace that. A lot of times the players will enjoy helping out. They don't mind looking up what the exact rules are for being prone. And you can just say like, hey, this is what we're doing. Go ahead, turn to somebody, ask them to get the exact ruling on it, and then we'll go back and adjust if needed or going forward. Nobody had a problem with that. Everybody seemed to enjoy the fact that we were moving ahead rather than getting mired down. I used the DM screen, and I think it was lacking in a couple of the stuff that I needed to look up. So I'm trying to make notes to myself, find things that I repeatedly need to look up, and I can make cheat sheets for myself. Another thing that was really useful for me was something that one of the players did before we started. She asked, what kind of tone are we having? I think she actually asked, how serious are we being in tone? Something like that. So this is brilliant. And this is actually part of that session 0 again, right? So are we being silly? Is there slapstick going on? Is there a comedy? Is it a horror one shot? Is it a mystery? What tone is it? And again, setting expectations. If somebody picks up a book or goes to see a movie, they're either seeing a poster, they're seeing the book cover, they're seeing the thumbnail on Netflix, and they're getting a synopsis. They know the story that they're buying into. They're suspending their disbelief in a specific way that they're being asked to buy into ahead of time. If you don't do that, that's fine. You can act like you're surprising the players, but it's a harder lift for them to suspend disbelief. Again, if that's fine with you, that's fine with you. But man, it's so much easier if you let them know what's going to happen beforehand. Give them the Netflix thumbnail and the one sentence synopsis. Just let them know what the theme and the tone is going to be going into it. They're going to be way happier. You're going to be happier. The miniatures are going to be happier. Everything is going to be happier. Otherwise, everything went real well. We had a break about halfway through for everyone to go use the restroom. And as people filtered back, I just checked in with everybody to make sure they were having fun. Very brief, just saying, hey, are you having fun? Is this going well? Just having like that little bit of check-in halfway through, let me know I was on the right course, made me more comfortable. Going forward, I'm going to take this same module. I'm doing a pretty heavy rewrite on it. I'm going to take some of the concepts in it, and I'm going to spill things over a little bit differently. I'm going to do the setup different, and the payoff and the big reveal are going to be different. So the idea of like a masquerade ball and infiltration is going to stick around, but I'm changing the motivation of the characters and what the reward structure is as far as their expectations. So I'm going to do a pretty heavy rewrite on it and see what I come up with on my own, and I'm going to start playing around with that. I'm scheduling another in-person session for next week, and then 2 weeks after that, I've got my tryout to be on the rotation of in-house DMs for the local gaming store. So that'll be a lot of fun. And I'm starting to play around with doing online GM stuff as well. So I'll check back in with those. And I guess my homework really is to pick more one-shots and start playing with the structure. All right, Future Dan, I hope some of this is useful to you in some way, because I feel nerdy and self-conscious doing it. That's it.